Hello everybody, and thanks for partnering with BakerTech Consulting and Intuit to participate in the TurboTax Export program. Today we're going to be looking at how to set up the program. We'll be following the directions that are in the Millennium 3 TurboTax Export Setup Guide, which should be included with the email that you received from BakerTech. We're going to skip the overview and the system requirements here. We're going to go right to the installation. I'm going to click on the link provided. That'll prompt me to save this file, this zip file. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to save that to my desktop. Once that's complete, I can close my browser. I'm going to pull this zip file into our recording area here. I'm going to open up that zip file, and I'm going to copy the folder inside onto my desktop. I'm going to close the zip file. When I open this file, I'm going to run the program TurboTax Export Setup.exe. Double-click that. I don't know if you can see this in the recording, but Windows is prompting me for permission to run this file. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that and give it permission to run. And then I'm going to accept the end user license agreement. And that'll bring up the main setup program. So here you're going to enter your company name. So I'm putting in BakerTech, and you'll put in your contact information. Then you're going to enter your Intuit username and password. You should have received an email from Intuit with that information. If you haven't, you can contact Intuit at this number or this email here, which is idesupport@intuit.com. And they can help you with any login issues, either giving you credentials, resetting your password, helping you figure out why you're not able to log in, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my credentials that I'm using here. And password. And I'm going to click on Test Connection. You'll see here that the login was successful. So that means that this program is now able to communicate with the Intuit system. I'll show you what it looks like if that fails. I'm going to go ahead and take out that last letter of the password, click on Test Connection, and see the login fails. And I'll put it back, test it again, and now it's successful. So if you have problems with this test here, go ahead and contact Intuit. If you have problems with any other part of the program, you should contact BakerTech, and our email address for contacting us regarding the TurboTax Export is turbotaxw2@bakertechconsulting.com. So now we need to provide information to allow the program to access our Millennium production database. So the first part of that is selecting the Millennium DSN. So this is the same as the DSN that you use to log in. I'm going to bring up Millennium real quick here. You can see here where it says database name, that's really a DSN, and you want to pick the same one that you use here, put that and enter that here. So the Millennium username, the user that you use has to have at least privileges equal to your tax processor. I'm just going to go ahead and use the admin here, put in the password, and I'm going to test that connection. You can see that was successful. Just to show you, I'm going to remove that last character so it will fail. You can see here, that's what it looks like when it fails. I'll correct it again. There's the login was successful. It also wants to know the name of your SQL server and the database name on that SQL server. These will probably be the same, but they don't necessarily have to be the same. So in this case, this is my machine name, and that's my database name. So now I'm going to tell the system the path in which I want this program to reside. So we recommend that you create a folder under your Millennium shared directory called TurboTax. So an example is given here of my server name, // my server name, / my share name, TurboTax. I'm going to use the browse tool to locate that. We want to go to network because we want a UNC path, and we don't want it associated with any logical drive letter. So I'm going to go to network, my machine, and then the share itself. And I don't have a TurboTax folder already, so I'm going to click on this button to make a new folder. Call it TurboTax. Click OK. So we can see that that UNC path shows up here. You can modify the number of minutes that the process will run before automatically terminating. We've got it set to 480 minutes, which is 8 hours. And we think that'll work well if you schedule this for either Friday night or Saturday night of each week. Have it run for 8 hours, and that'll prevent it from interfering with any of your daily processing. So even if employees come in on a Saturday or a Sunday, this will have terminated before they come in. And then we're going to click this button. Step 4 is to actually install the program, and that's really just copying the executables to the folder that we've specified here in step 3. So there's no registry changes to your process server, so it shouldn't interfere with its operation at all. So I'm going to click install. We got our green check mark. The last step in this setup program, it allows you to add the TurboTax service to a company set. So that company set could be all, if you want it to be all active companies, or all companies rather. I have a company set called Acme that I'm using for testing here, so I'm going to choose that company set, and I'm going to click on the Add Service button. So you see we get a green check mark for that. We've also provided a Remove Service button here, so that if you accidentally select the wrong company set, or you want to remove the TurboTax service from an entire company set, you can do that by clicking on this button. So at this point we can close this program, and it'll tell you that the final step to configuring this export program is to log into the process server and create a scheduled task to run this. And as it says, we recommend Friday or Saturday evenings at 8 p.m. and that way it'll run for 8 hours and be finished very early the next morning. So I'm going to click OK there, and that closes the program. So that completes the setup process. So if you run into any problems, as I said, with your Intuit logins, you can contact Intuit at the IDE support at intuit.com. Any other problems that you have with the setup program or the export itself, you can contact BakerTech at TurboTaxW2 at BakerTechConsulting.com. Thanks for watching this video.